We have big news from Mistral AI as they have just released their first new model that's specifically designed to run on laptops and phones, or what we're calling edge cases. This is a really fascinating new development from this Paris-based startup. So today on the podcast, I'm going to be diving into everything that Mistral has released with this new update and some interesting new things they've been doing in the past that you might not be aware of, why you should keep an eye on Mistral, as this is going to be a major player in the AI space moving forward. Before we get into it, if you're interested in making money with AI tools, I would love to have you a member of the AI Hustle School community. This is a community where every single week I release exclusive content showing you how I'm scaling my current businesses with AI tools, how you can do it too, all of the processes, workflows, and tools that I'm using, and how I'm making money with different AI tools from side hustles. So if this is something that's interesting to you, we have an incredible community, exclusive content, and teach you how to grow your business. Join the AI Hustle School community, and we'd love to have you involved in the process. Otherwise, let's get into what Mistral is currently doing. So, all of this is very interesting. It's a new family of models that Mistral is calling Les Ministraux. And essentially, they can be used or tuned for a bunch of different use cases. So, they have obviously just like basic text generation, but they also have some other interesting things. Specifically, they're saying that you should use them with some of their bigger, more capable models. So you kind of use this hybrid of a smaller model that's more fine-tuned with some of their better models. And some people I know are going to be skeptical of this approach because they're like, why would I do that? Like, I'm just going to use the best model. I'm just using GPT-4o preview to just get what I need done. I just want the best model. So this is actually very, very useful for developers, myself included. I'm currently developing a number of different AI applications, and specifically with AI Box, what I'm building right now, we use smaller models to when people query our AI chat. We use smaller models to determine what model to spit their query out to next. It's way more effective than just using something like GPT-4o, and it's just as capable. There's a ton of different tasks that developers are using some of these smaller models for. They're faster, they're more nimble, and of course, like they're mentioning here, you can run this directly on your phone and on your laptop, which a big benefit of this is specifically privacy and security. You're not sending this up to a cloud. No one can intercept it. No one can stop it. And so I think that for a lot of people in a lot of places is something that's very interesting to them. So, like I mentioned, there's two models available, Ministral 3B and Ministral 8B. Both of them have a context window of 128,000 tokens. So this means that they can both take in about the length of a 50-page book. This is fantastic. This is as big as you need for most use cases. 99% of users, this is going to be perfect. So overall, I'm really excited with what they've done here. They had a blog post kind of outlining everything going on here, and they had an interesting quote which said, our most innovative customers and partners have increasingly been asking for local privacy-first inference for critical applications such as on-device translation, internetless smart assistants, local analytics, and autonomous robotics. Les Ministraux were built to provide a compute efficient and low latency solution for these scenarios. From independent hobbyists to global manufacturing teams, Les Ministraux delivers for a wide variety of use cases. I'm really excited for this. I mean, they've outlined a bunch of really interesting use cases already right here. On device translation. So you can imagine you're in a foreign country, maybe you don't have great cell reception, or maybe you don't have a phone plan there, or you don't have internet. Um, it can translate right on your device and help you communicate with people there. So that's one amazing use case. Another one is internetless smart assistants. So again, you have this situation where you're stuck in the mountains on a hike and you don't have great reception because you don't have Starlink hooked to your phone, which I'm sure this problem will disappear in the next 5 years. But today, and you break your foot and you want to know how to put a cast on it or get off the mountain. I don't know, right? You can think of emergency situations, but you can think of a lot of other useful situations where you just might not have internet or your internet's down and you want to ask a question. So, smart assistants, that's great. Local analytics, autonomous robots. This is very fascinating to me. Running autonomous robots without connection to the internet is a very interesting concept. Um, I think for probably manufacturing, um, for all sorts of things, but also you could think of a lot of the military applications that might have. Terrifying prospect, but you can see where that goes. And then they also say that it's essentially built to provide compute efficient. So this is not going to require some crazy computer run. Like this is going to be right on your phone, and then low latency. So these things are going to be incredibly fast. You're not sitting around waiting. They're very quick. And this is what we see with GPT-4o Mini as well, is that it's very, very fast. So global manufacturers and a bunch of other people are using this. On their blog post, they go through the benchmarks. The thing is fairly robust as far as hitting different benchmarks and what it's actually able to accomplish. And I do have to give them a shout out because at the end of their blog post, they did put a meme on there, which it says 2023, and then they just say Mistral 7B. And it's like all the Ninja Turtles, their kids with their Grandmaster in the middle. And so it's like, okay, like last year we came up with one thing, and then it says 2024, it's all the Ninja Turtles grown up, and the Grandmaster is now smaller than them, but each of the Ninja Turtles is labeled Ministral 3B, Ministral 8B, Pix Trail, Ministral Small. I think they're outlining that last year they came up with something interesting and novel, and this year they've really brought the fire and put out a ton of stuff. And again, the thing you got to remember and love about Mistral is that they do so much of this open source. So an absolutely fascinating company that's really, really doing um, a lot. Now, the thing to I guess outline here is that Ministral 8B right now, it's available to download. Like you can go get this today, so I will give them a kudos for that. But I will say that it is strictly for research purposes. If you want devs and companies, you know, your devs and or your company to essentially use this, either their 8B or their 3B Ministral, and you want to do self development or deployment setups, you need to contact them for a commercial license. So you can do that, but that's going to be a contact thing. And obviously, this is probably part of their how they plan on making money. So otherwise, developers can use Ministral 3B and 8B through their cloud platform, which is called La Platform. And they also have other clouds which they have partnered with in the coming weeks that they're going to get this on as well. So this is going to be interesting. I would speculate maybe Microsoft Azure or maybe Google or maybe even Amazon AWS. So could be all or some of those that they would be getting this on. Right now, Ministral 8B is about 10 cents per million input or output tokens. So that's about 750,000 words. Very incredibly well priced. And their Ministral 3B costs 4 cents per million output or input tokens. So that's insane. For 10 cents, you can generate 250,000 words, or on their smaller model, 4 cents can generate 250,000 words. That is, or sorry, not 250,000, 750,000 words. So that's absolutely insane. Right now, they're not the only one doing this. There's definitely been a trend towards smaller models that are cheaper and quicker to train or fine tuned. I outlined a bunch of use cases, but really some of this stuff can get quite cheap. Google is adding a bunch of new models to their Gemma family. Microsoft has Pi in their collections of models. And recently, the Llama Suite introduced a bunch of new models that are really optimized for edge hardware as well. So a lot of people are coming out with this stuff. Mistral claims that Mistral 3B and Mistral 8B are going to, outperform Llama, Gemini, as well as their own Mistral 7B on a bunch of different AI benchmarks that they're doing. So to me, that's very interesting. All in all, very impressed with this company. We've recently seen them raise $640 million. They even launched a free tier for developers to test their AI models. And they've also launched a bunch of new services and an SDK to essentially let their customers fine tune their models. So, a lot of impressive stuff is coming out of Mistral. Very innovative company. They announced their Pix Trail 12B, just a lot of impressive stuff. And of course, this year, they also announced CodeStroll, which is their first generative AI model for code specifically. So a lot of innovation coming out of AI. This is definitely a company to watch, one that has raised a ton of money and is really trying to put, I think, Europe, but specifically France, on the map with what they're able to actually produce and prove all the naysayers wrong. So I love a company with a chip on its shoulder. Mistral definitely is that company. It's the one I'll keep you updated on moving into the future. Again, if you're interested in scaling and growing your business with AI tools, I would love for you to join the AI Hustle School community, or if you're trying to start an AI side hustle and make money on the side, I'd love to cover how I was able to make over $12,000 in a number of months uploading free videos to Amazon, and a ton of other side hustles that I've tried over the last couple of years. What is currently making money for me, what's working, all the tools I use, all of that is in the AI Hustle School community. So if that's interesting, check out the link in the description, and I will see you there.